Look, Tom, I'm sorry, but I can't remove the New Orleans Saints from the NFL. You lost fair and square, and you're just going to have to deal with it. Excuse me. What's that? You need a new diaper? I think there's some in the other bathroom. Okay? All right, I'm busy. Gotta go. Bye. It's week 15 NFL review time, you charming bastards. Let's go. Kansas City versus the Chargers. One of the most entertaining games of the year between two young phenom quarterbacks. Although, to be real, the quarterback play in this one was pretty inconsistent through 3 quarters. LA head coach Brandon Staley officially sealed his reputation as the 4th down king after this game. KC jumped out to a 10-0 lead before Justin Herbert led LA to 2 touchdown drives to take a 14-10 lead into halftime. LA had a 14-13 lead after 3 when Mahomes threw a brutal interception near the goal line to set up an LA touchdown to make it 21-13. Mahomes finally woke up, leading KC on a game-tying drive and 2-point conversion to make it 21-21. Herbert responded with a touchdown drive to go up 28-21 with 2:19 left, but Mahomes clutched up again, answering back with a touchdown drive to make it 28-28 with 1:16 remaining. Herbert had a chance to end it in regulation, but couldn't do anything with the ball. In overtime, KC got the ball first, and that's all you need to know, as Mahomes won the game on a 34-yard touchdown pass to Travis Kelce to reach the final score of 34-28. Despite all the struggles on both sides of the ball at times this year, KC is now sitting at 10-4 and in control of the AFC. Indianapolis versus New England. Riding into this game on a 7-game win streak with the 1 seed in the AFC, New England was expected to win. But for as good as New England is, their one question mark seems to be Mac Jones' unproven history with leading comebacks down multiple scores against good teams. In this game, he threw 2 interceptions while trying to do so and was generally up and down the entire night. New England's normally elite defense was no match for Indy's ground game led by Jonathan Taylor. Carson Wentz, quote-unquote, threw an 8-yard touchdown pass to give Indy a 7-0 lead early, but the game really turned on a blocked punt return touchdown by Indianapolis' E.J. Speed, no offense to Keanu Reeves, to give Indy a 14-0 lead after 1. Indy took a 20-0 lead entering the 4th quarter before Mac Jones finally woke up and led New England to 17 straight points to make it 20-17 Indy with 2:21 left. New England had a chance to potentially get the ball back with time for a game-tying score, but Indy's aforementioned superstar running back Jonathan Taylor broke off an incredible 67-yard touchdown run to seal the game 27-17 for Indy. It's games like this that make New England choking away games to Miami, Tampa, and Dallas earlier in the season so crucial. They have no margin for error now. Also, for as great as Jonathan Taylor is, please stop saying he's the MVP. He's not more valuable than Aaron fucking Rodgers. Thanks. Detroit versus Arizona. We've had some real what the fuck outcomes so far this season, Jacksonville upsetting Buffalo being first among them. But this game might take the cake. 10-3 Arizona waltzed into Detroit expecting an easy win, and instead they got the shit kicked out of them 30-12 by the Lions. They lost by 18 points to the Lions. What the fuck? This was never even really close at any point. Detroit had a 17-0 halftime lead and a 24-6 lead entering the 4th quarter. Jared Goff had just 2 more incompletions than touchdown passes and a stellar passer rating of 139.7. Detroit running back Craig Reynolds also ran for 112 yards. This was such a complete and utter failure by Arizona that one can't help but wonder if there's something going on behind the scenes. Perhaps the team knows that their head coach / MILF hunter Cliff Kingsbury has been looking at college jobs and wants out. Perhaps the offense is sputtering due to Colt McCoy, an incredibly humble hard worker, not being a quarterback anymore. And to top it all off, the Cardinals' social media team didn't even have the balls to tweet out the final score. Pathetic. What type of values are we teaching our kids by doing this? Houston versus Jacksonville. Urban Meyer is finally gone, but Jacksonville still sucks major ass. This was actually one of their few toss-up games of the year versus fellow shit show Houston, and they still looked outclassed in a 30-16 defeat. It was a pretty back-and-forth game for the first 1.5 quarters, with Houston taking a 14-10 lead. Then Houston added 2 field goals to take a 20-10 halftime lead. The 2 teams exchanged field goals in the 3rd to make it 23-13 Houston entering the 4th. Jacksonville kicked a field goal to cut it to 23-16 with 11:18 left. Trevor Lawrence got 2 drives down 23-16 to tie the game, but failed. Lawrence continued to look unimpressive even without Meyer there. The stats on Lawrence aren't pretty. He has just 9 touchdown passes in 14 games, 6 touchdown passes in his last 13 games, and just 1 touchdown pass in his last 7 games. Tough scene. Anyway, back to the game. With 2:32 left, Davis Mills found Brandon Cooks again on a 43-yard touchdown to put the game away to win the AFC South toilet bowl. Dallas versus the Giants. This game was essentially another bye week for Dallas as they coasted to a pretty boring and forgettable 21-6 win over the shitty New York Giants. Zeke Elliott started the scoring with a 13-yard touchdown run before New York added a field goal to make it 6-3 after 1. The 2nd quarter saw nothing but field goals, 3 from Dallas to be more specific, to give Dallas a 15-3 halftime lead. New York's quarterback Mike Glennon, who is from the same same lineage of draft human hybrids that Davis Mills is from, heroically led the Giants to another field goal to make it 15-6, before Dallas added another touchdown on a Dak touchdown pass to Dalton Schultz to make it 21-6 Dallas entering the fourth. Here is how every possession in the fourth quarter went. New York interception, Dallas punt, New York punt, Dallas fumble, New York interception, Dallas punt, New York turnover on downs, and Dallas kneel downs. God, how do you not get a boner watching that? Miami versus the Jets. Don't look now, but the Dolphins are on the most useless 6-game win streak in NFL history, finally getting back to 500 following this 31-24 win over the juggernaut New York Jets. All joking aside, the Jets actually looked like a real NFL team for about a half in this one, taking leads of 10-0 and 17-7. Miami kicked a field goal to make it 17-10 New York at halftime. Then, in the third quarter, Miami had a touchdown run to tie it at 17 entering the fourth, where things got interesting. Tua threw a touchdown to give Miami a 24-17 lead, but after getting the ball back, Tua threw a brutal pick six thanks to having a tiny little baby arm to make it a 24-24 game. However, Tua would atone for his mistake, leading Miami on a touchdown drive to go up 31-24 with 3:37 left. Future Indoor Football League Hall of Fame quarterback Zach Wilson had two chances in the final 3:37 to tie the game, but failed miserably both times, which sealed the win for Miami. Imagine if Miami actually somehow finds a way to win the AFC East at 10-7 though. That would be so fucked. I love it. Pittsburgh versus Tennessee. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The Steelers somehow find a way every year to have a winning record despite playing the worst brand of football imaginable and losing to a bunch of shitty teams. This 19-13 win over Tennessee is a great example of this. Pittsburgh had just 168 yards of total offense and really only won because Tennessee committed 4 turnovers. Tennessee had a 10-0 lead after one and a 13-3 lead at halftime before our favorite class act Ben Roethlisberger scored a touchdown to make it 13-10 Tennessee heading into the fourth quarter. Pittsburgh tied the game at 13 with a field goal. Then Steve Stifler impersonator Ryan Tannehill threw an interception. Pittsburgh capitalized off of it with a beautiful 4-yard field goal drive to take a 16-13 lead. Tennessee then had an aborted snap, giving Pittsburgh the ball back again, which they scored another field goal on a beautiful 5-yard drive to take a 19-13 lead with 4:35 left. Tannehill then drove Tennessee inside Pittsburgh's 20, but his fourth down pass with 27 seconds left was just short of the first down line to seal the loss. How can you not be happy to see a good person like Ben Roethlisberger come out on top? What a hero he is. Buffalo versus Carolina. Buffalo took care of business against a shitty Carolina team to win 31-14 and stay in the hunt for the AFC East title. Cam Newton was once again terrible and is badly washed up, while Josh Allen was merely okay. After a scoreless first quarter, Buffalo reeled off 2 touchdowns to take a 14-0 lead before Cam Newton answered with a touchdown and 2-point conversion to make it 14-8. Buffalo would add a field goal to take a 17-8 lead into halftime, then expanded their lead to 24-8 after a Josh Allen touchdown pass in the third quarter. In the fourth quarter, Carolina answered with a touchdown pass by Cam, but the 2-point conversion failed, and the game officially ended with about 2 minutes left when Allen found Gabriel Davis for the second time to make it 31-14. Despite all the ups and downs Buffalo's had this year, they are still in pretty good position to win the AFC East, especially if they can beat the Patriots next week on the road. San Francisco versus Atlanta. Ha! Where are all you jealous Jimmy Garoppolo haters now after this convincing 31-13 throttling of Atlanta? San Fran has now won 5 of their last 6 to get to 8-6, and it's all thanks to Jimmy G's gorgeous face. For a moment though, this game looked like it would be competitive. It was tied at 10 with 4 minutes left in the first half before Deebo Samuel ran in a touchdown to give San Fran a 17-10 halftime lead. San Fran would expand that lead to 24-10 following another touchdown run. Atlanta kicked a field goal to make it 24-13, but Jimmy G then sealed the win with a 4-yard touchdown pass to make it 31-13 San Fran entering the fourth. Neither team scored any points in the fourth quarter, as both agreed to instead admire and relish Jimmy G's beauty for 15 minutes, instead of playing football. All joking aside though, Jimmy G has statistically been one of the best quarterbacks in the league this year on a per-throw basis, and he's doing what he's always done when healthy: put up great efficiency stats, win the majority of his games, and make Kyle Shanahan look like a genius. Put some respect on Jimmy G's name, you jealous haters! Cincinnati versus Denver. If you like touchdowns and great quarterback play, then I'm sorry to say that this shit show of a game was not for you. Joe Burrow threw for just 157 yards, Teddy Bridgewater threw for just 98 yards before being taken off in a stretcher, and Drew Lock threw for just 88 yards in relief. Both teams had under 300 total yards of offense on the day. And this is what the Broncos do. They just make every game they're a part of boring as fuck. Anyway, this was a 9-3 Cincinnati lead late in the third when wannabe rapper Drew Lock found Tim Patrick for a touchdown to go up 10-9, but it only lasted for about a minute, just like me in bed, as Burrow found Tyler Boyd for a 56-yard touchdown to go up 15-10 before a failed 2-point conversion. The most memorable and important play of the game came early in the fourth when on 2nd and 9 from Cincinnati's 9-yard line with a chance to take the lead, Drew Lock fumbled. Denver would get 2 more drives down 5 in the quarter, but failed to score both times to lose the game. What a super impressive win for Cincinnati. Not. Green Bay Bay versus Baltimore. One of the best games of the weekend. Although at first glance an Aaron Rodgers-Tyler Huntley matchup would seem lopsided, this one literally came down to a 2-point conversion. Baltimore struck first with a Huntley touchdown pass to Mark Andrews to go up 7-0 after one. Green Bay tied it with an A.J. Dillon touchdown run, before Baltimore answered right back with another Huntley to Andrews touchdown to go up 14-7. Then, Green Bay's boogeyman and rightful 2021 NFL MVP Aaron Rodgers woke up and terrorized Baltimore the rest of the way. Rodgers found Davante Adams for a touchdown to tie the game at 14 heading into halftime. Then, in the third, Rodgers found Aaron Jones to take a 21-14 lead. Justin Tucker made a field goal to cut it to 21-17 entering the fourth. But then, Rodgers found MVS to go up 28-17 before Green Bay added a field goal to go up 31-17 with 9:26 left. From this point on, though, it was the Tyler Huntley show, as he led a 75-yard touchdown drive, capped off with his own touchdown run to make it 31-24. Green Bay went 3-and-out on their next drive, then Huntley led a 49-yard touchdown drive with another touchdown run to make it 31-30 with 42 seconds left. Baltimore controversially decided to go for two again, and once again, they failed. Their last-ditch effort onside kick failed as well, sealing the win and the NFC North for Green Bay. New Orleans versus Tampa Bay. This was an amazing game for people who hate Tom Brady, like me. All game long, the Saints defense made him look like a tiny little baby who didn't belong on an NFL field. This was due to them largely winning the battle of the line of scrimmage against Tampa's offensive line, which is something that doesn't happen very often. New Orleans' offense was terrible in this one too, only mustering 3 field goals, going 3 of 16 on third down, and getting just 212 yards of total offense. But they were still better than Brady. Tampa lost Godwin, Evans, and Fournette at various points of the game, and Godwin's injury was later determined to be a season-ending torn ACL. Sure, I got my jokes off on Twitter afterwards about how Tom Brady is basically Trent Dilfer unless he has clean pockets and a shitload of good receivers to throw to, but this game really means nothing in the big picture. Tampa is going to win their last 3 games to finish 13-4, and even if they don't get the 1 seed now without Godwin, they'll still have Gronk, Evans, Antonio Brown, and Fournette, and most importantly, Brady's luck come playoff time. So while I'm glad Tampa lost and Brady ate shit in this one, I still believe he's going to unfortunately win his 8th ring in a few months. Eat Arby's. Las Vegas versus Cleveland. This game was a COVID farce that was postponed to Monday due to all the positives. Cleveland was down to their 3rd-string quarterback Nick Mullins due to Baker Mayfield and Case Keenum testing positive this week, and even then, they still almost pulled it out of their ass. Las Vegas took a 7-0 lead off of a Derek Carr touchdown pass and later had a 10-0 lead at halftime, looking in complete control before Cleveland rallied back to cut it to 10-7 entering the 4th quarter following a Nick Chubb touchdown run. It's always nice to have a full Chubb in your backfield. Las Vegas kicked a field goal to go up 13-7 early in the 4th, but future Hall of Fame quarterback Mullins led Cleveland on a 14-play, 80-yard touchdown drive, capped off with a 6-yard touchdown pass to Harrison Bryant to make it 14-13 Cleveland with 3:45 left. Carr threw an interception and the game seemed over, but Cleveland went 3-and-out, and Carr drained the remaining 150 to set up Daniel Carson for a game-winning 48-yard field goal attempt to win the game 16-14. The only thing that matters is that everybody had fun and tried their best. Minnesota versus Chicago. We must be living in a bizarre world right now because for the 2nd straight week, Kirk Cousins won a game playing like absolute dog shit. Sure, he won this one against the Bears, so it's not really saying much, but still. Cousins started the scoring with a 12-yard touchdown pass to Justin Jefferson in the 1st quarter. Then Minnesota and Chicago exchanged field goals in the 2nd to make it a 10-3 Minnesota game at halftime. Cousins added another touchdown pass in the 3rd to give Minnie a 17-3 lead entering the 4th, where Chicago muffed a punt, then had an 81-yard drive stall out at Minnesota's 9 down 17-3, then another drive stalled out at Minnesota's 14 down 17-3, before finally scoring a worthless garbage time touchdown pass on the final play to make the final score a slightly more respectable 17-9. Let's be real, this was an awful game, and the powers that be really need to fucking stop putting the Bears in primetime. Please, me a beg. The Rams versus Seattle. A wasted year for Seattle just got even worse following this ugly 20-10 loss to the Rams. It wasn't ugly in the way that it was a blowout, no. It was actually quite close the entire game. It was ugly in that it showed Seattle and their supposed superstar quarterback Russell Wilson just aren't good enough anymore to win these types of games. It was tied 3-3 at halftime before Seattle took a 10-3 lead off of a touchdown run. Then amazing daughter dater Cooper Kupp caught 2 straight touchdown passes to give LA a 17-10 lead with 11 minutes left in the game. Seattle had 2 drives down 7 to answer, but failed both times. LA then added a game-clinching field goal with 1:51 left before Gus Fring threw a desperation time interception. If LA wins the NFC West and Stafford keeps up his unreal stats, what exactly is the argument against him finishing top 2 in MVP voting? Anybody? Bueller? Philadelphia versus Washington. Oh fuck yeah, baby. This is what the heart of a champion looks like. Fly, Eagles, fly! My Eagles got the W, but it wasn't always easy, as Washington jumped out to a 10-0 first quarter lead. But instead of dropping their heads and sulking, Philadelphia gave a fat-ass middle finger to the establishment. First kicking a field goal to make it 10-3, then Jalen Jalen Hurts scored back-to-back 1-yard touchdown runs to take a 17-10 lead before adding another field goal to take a 20-10 lead entering the fourth. Washington didn't go quietly into that good Tuesday night, however, scoring a touchdown to make it 20-17 with 11:44 left. But Jalen Hurts said, "Fuck you," and threw a 19-yard touchdown pass to Greg Ward to take a 27-17 lead with 7:46 left. Washington's next drive was a turnover on downs, and that was pretty much all she wrote. Philly now sits at 7-7 and in second place in the NFC East. You might as well just accept that we're winning our second Super Bowl in 5 years. It'll be a lot easier for you. It's puppy time, motherfuckers. Enjoy.